Hello, let's do connections for Tuesday, May 20th. All right, I'm seeing Ledger, Hardy, and Bale. These are last names of actors in the Christopher Nolan Batman series. You have Heath Ledger, Tom Hardy, and Christian Bale. They are pretty near each other, which makes me suspicious. We also have Drew, Holmes, Murphy, and Brown as potential last names. But I don't know if any of those are last names of actors in the Batman movies. So I'm not sure about that. You have Sherlock Holmes, what was it, Nancy Drew? The Hardy Boys? These are like detective stories? What would Murphy be? I mean, Murphy's the last name of RoboCop, but that's not quite the same genre. That's more of a sci-fi action sort of thing. I mean, I know he's a cop, but it's not quite the same as Holmes, Drew, and Hardy in terms of detective stories. But there might be another Murphy. I'm just not thinking of it. I think this is more likely than the Batman one. I think the Batman one is in there to throw you off. But I could be wrong. It's been known to happen. Day could also be the last name, like Charlie Day, although he's not in any movies like that, right? You have a pitchfork and a bale of hay, so maybe that's what Bale is doing in here. A horse, a trough, maybe these are things that you find on a farm. But that seems, I don't know, that doesn't seem quite right either. You have a ledger like a spreadsheet almost, like a record. We have record over here. A register. Okay, maybe that's what this is. A log. Oh, okay. A log, a record. Okay, this is like a list of information. Account book. Okay, same concept. You have a canopy bed, a Murphy bed, which I just learned about recently. A water bed. Ooh, I think I'm onto beds here. A day bed? Is that a thing? Is day bed a thing? That sounds like it could be a thing. A Bale bedroom. I feel like day bed would be a thing. Do I try it though? I don't know it. That would be a guess, and I don't want to guess yet. So, but I'm going to keep that in the back of my head, the bed thing. So with Ledger out of the way, the Batman thing definitely isn't happening. And I think Hardy is not Tom Hardy, but the Hardy Boys, which would go with Nancy Drew and Sherlock Holmes. And what would be the other, like, detective story? I don't see it. All right, let's say the bed thing is a thing. We have water bed, canopy bed, Murphy bed. And let's go with day bed. Let's just do this hypothetically. And then we'd also have, if the trough, pitchfork, bale, and horse are like farm things you would find on a farm, that would leave Brown with the other ones. That kind of makes sense. So I'm going to try the water bed or the day bed. Okay, words before bed. I wasn't sure about day, but it sounded right. Then we had Drew, Hardy, Bale. No, not Bale. Holmes and Brown, I think. It's like detective stories of kid literature. I don't know what Brown is. That was just a guess because it didn't seem to fit with these other categories. And I guess these are things that are like found in a barn or on a farm, something like that. Seen in a barn. Okay. Yep. Got it. Nailed it. We're up to 20. We're closing in. We're closing in, and I'm continuing to jinx myself every day I say it. 2.5, yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't super easy, but, you know, like, if you take a sec to think about it, you can get there. 3 out of 5? Okay, wow, I'm surprised. Hey, I'm surprised that this is only rated 3 out of 5, considering, like, only, like, 17% are getting perfect. This distribution looks closer to 4 out of 5 to me, but okay. I wonder where the cutoff is for making it 4 out of 5. For each one, for that matter, each step. I wonder what the cutoff is. Is it 50% losing for it to be a 4 out of 5 difficulty? I wonder. And I wonder if it's just how many people lose versus win, or if there's like a more complicated formula for that. It'd be interesting to find out. 95 out of 100. Yeah, I got purple pretty early, but yellow first, so that probably brought down my skill score there. 69, nice. People getting yellow first, that makes sense. Let's check ever. Big drop off after yellow to green, and then another big drop off down to blue and purple. I wonder how many people fell for the Batman one. And we'll find out. So, even losing games, most people are getting either yellow or green or both. Only 5% just losing outright. Throwing in Murphy with the detectives, if you didn't know. Which one did they not put in there? Drew. Oh, they didn't put Drew in there. Interesting. I would not have put Brown in there. I have no idea what Brown is. Stable supplies, putting water in there, yeah. But the water would go in the trough, you know. They generally don't put things that are part of the other thing in a category together like that. Putting Murphy in with the Batman thing just to guess at another last name. I mean, Murphy does make a lot of sense. It just seems like there's probably an actor with the last name Murphy that's in an action movie. Unless there actually is one, and I just don't know it off the top of my head. Putting Holmes in there, but Holmes is a character. Unless you're thinking of Pete Holmes, and he did those Batman spoofs on YouTube. Or was it? It was some site like that. You could probably find them on YouTube, though. They're pretty funny. Anyway, the streak keeps climbing. Remember, if you are enjoying my videos, to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and let me know how you did today. Also, if you're interested in my Wordle Solve, there will be a pop-up with a link right at the end of the video.